I want to talk about Steve Vinceslio, my brother, my friend, and someone I looked up to and respected. Someone I loved greatly and was a big part of my life. As you look at Steve's life, and we look at any type of memorials that are made for anyone, we always celebrate their birth date and then do a celebration of their death. But when you read a tombstone or something, what makes the most important factor of that is that dash between their birth date and when they decided to leave. Because that is what signifies their life, what they did during their life, and how they impacted so many people, which Steve did, which Steve definitely did. Most people know that I'm not a beer drinker, but every time that I was in Florida, and what definitely happened was going to Anthony's and having friggin' wings and drinking a beer with Steve. So I couldn't think of a better way to talk about Steve than sitting here and having a beer. As many people don't know, us growing up, we grew up in a small town, and probably for the first 11 years of my life, I shared a bedroom with Steve, which in itself was a challenging upbringing. Steve, being Steve, was very detailed and into monsters and very creepy shit. So to have our bedroom surrounded with very detailed models of the mummy, the Wolfman, Dracula, hands coming up from the grave, as a child waking up in the middle of the night, and if you happen to see the moon just hit right and happen to see the Wolfman, it definitely left a scar in your life, which came out later on. Counseling has helped greatly. I wish I was just having a beer with Steve, just hanging out and enjoying it as the many times that we have.
To get away. All this fussing and fighting, man, I sure can't stay.
To know Steve and know the type of man that he was, you can't think about Steve without recognizing that he was an incredibly proud man. He had probably one of the most strongest pride that I've ever saw. Pride in everything. And everything he did, everything he touched, he was a very proud person. And Steve, in many ways, was also a very private person. And the thing that Steve was most proud of, besides his work, and also how he was viewed, and how much people respected him, he was very proud of that, and of course, of his bikes. But Steve also was incredibly proud of his family. And with that pride comes an unconditional love and support. Everyone makes bad choices. That's just life. I mean, we all do. And every family has stuff. That's just normal. That's just life. But with Steve, he made sure that those times when that happened, that he was there to support and to be there for him in any way that he could. And also, with respect to them, is to keep it private. And that really was what made Steve who he was. And he had an unconditional love for all of his family and for the circle of people around him. And I'm just proud to be a part of it. I'm proud to have the honor to call him my brother, because Steve was an incredible man, and I'm going to miss him dearly. I love you, man.
Hi, we're here today to celebrate my brother Steve's life, and I have some things I'd like to share with you, and I hope I can do this without breaking down. But anyway, as you know, our dad passed away when we were young. I was about 5, so not having a father in my life didn't really affect me, because I had 3 amazing brothers who filled those shoes, and Steve definitely made an impact in my life in that manner. As I was a kid growing up, I remember him fixing everything. He could fix anything. He helped me with school projects. One year I remember having to do a project on Christopher Columbus, and I don't know if any of you know this, some of you do, that he had a talent. He was an amazing drawer. He could draw anything. And he drew the boat, had it standing up on a board, had the ocean. It was amazing. The school actually had it on display for months. So thank you for that, Steve, by the way. As I got older, started having boyfriends. That was a whole other thing. Steve was definitely a protector. He always made me feel safe, and I'm sure some of my boyfriends didn't like that, because he definitely dealt with a few of them. I can remember one time I was dating a guy, and he actually rode motorcycles and dirt bikes, and Steve would actually let him ride his bike in the cul-de-sac in front of our house, but told him I would never be allowed to get on a bike with him, a dirt bike, probably not even a regular bicycle, ever. And of course, my boyfriend made the mistake of asking why, and Steve's like, because I fucking said so, that's why. So, and he basically didn't question anything after that. But he definitely was my protector, and was very strict, and that was okay. And I never questioned anything. Something that he didn't think I should do, well, then I didn't do it, because that was the level of respect I had for him, and I really didn't think about questioning it. Spent so much time with him as I got older, spending weekends with him and Dad. It was so much fun, and he would just do anything for me. After I was married and we moved to Houston, going out to Splendor, riding on the go-kart, he would always call and say, hey, when you coming out for dinner? You know, if it was up to him, I'd be out there for dinner every Sunday. So Ron and I would always, go out and have dinner with him, and it was just a wonderful feeling to have him in my life. When I got married, Steve actually walked me down the aisle, which meant so much to me, and again just showed the role that he played in my life. Just always being there, being that sense of strength and support, and I will treasure that always. Always making me feel like he was always there for me, always making me feel safe. Always, he was just the protector. And I thank him so much. Thank you for that. Our vacations to Destin over the past 8 years, our family vacations, all of us getting together, I will treasure for the rest of my life. we had so much fun. We laughed, we played games, we had fun at the beach. It was just us making that time for each other. It just meant so much. I'm wearing your Destin Banana Bard shirt. It just makes me feel warm, and I know that you're close to my heart. Steve, you were such an amazing person, amazing brother, amazing husband, father, friend. You know, you always were there for everyone, and I hope that you have found peace, and I will miss you so much, and I thank you for everything that you've given, everything that you've done for me, and I just can't imagine what life is going to be like going forward, because I just want to pick up that phone and talk to you, but you know, continue to ride where you are with Mom, Dad, Mike. Take Mom for a ride. And we will all remember the special man that you were, and the giving man that you were, and keep that close to our hearts. So Steve, cheers to you. I love you. I miss you. And you will remain close to my heart until we get together again. I love you.
Hey Steve, I know that you liked my old truck, and that's why I'm here to say a few things. The names that you like to call me: stupid douche putz, dumb coon ass. That's why I have to write all this down. I also wanted to represent what you liked, all the hardest stuff that we both liked, and also I wanted to thank you again from the bottom of my heart for bringing me into your home in 1981 to stay and do plumbing. Thank you for that. 39 years ago, wow. And going downtown watching wrestling in Splendor with the go-karts, in your home in Hope Sound with the bike rides that we did, and destined for relaxing and talking. Steve, there are people like you that have give us strength that we need to face on a day-to-day basis problems. I look at you, brother, and I'm proud. After battling and face some lost and some victorious, nobody knocks you down, because God is the only one that sustains you. I love you, and I will miss you. Thank you again for letting me be a part of your life. Enjoy the ride in heaven. Love you, man. Thank you.
Hi, Steve. I miss you and I love you. Hook up with Michael, and don't you two get in any trouble up there. Love you.
To my Uncle Stevie, my godfather, and although we have lived many miles apart, this distance shall never keep us apart. And your spirit will forever, forever be in our hearts. I miss you dearly and love you.
We love you and we miss you. We wish we could be there celebrating you with everyone. Thank you for everything. Thank you for helping us with the wedding. It was amazing because of you. Wish we could be there toasting you with everyone. We love you. Bye, Uncle Stevie. Mwah, mwah. Bye, everyone. Love you.
Here's to Uncle Stevie.
Uncle Stevie, I love you and I miss you. I hope you're enjoying your great bike ride upstairs. Tell Mommy I love her and give her a big hug and kiss for me. I love you. I miss you. Mwah.
Uncle Steve, just wanted you to know that we love you. Give my dad and Nani a big hug for us.
Hey Uncle Stevie, I love you. I miss you a lot. I'm really sorry that you passed away. It seems like just yesterday we were chilling in my backyard and my dad was pouring wax on your nipples. But thanks for all the laughs. I love you so much, and I'll never forget how you changed my life.
When you look back and you think of the memorable moments that you have with family and the memorable things that happened, during my daughter's wedding, I was blessed to have Steve and his family come up and be a part of it. Little did Stevie know that he was going to be busting his ass, helping me get the wedding ready and working outside in 101-degree heat, trying to get everything prepared. But he did it, and at the end, just wanted a cold beer. But, at the end, you always look back, as a kid and say, hey, I remember what happened the first person who fell asleep. And, and it's times like that you look back, and we had some fun with Steve. We definitely had some fun that we all laughed and enjoyed. Me and Steve stood in the pool. We drank an entire fifth of American honey, which, as you know, Steve does not drink liquor. And we continue to drink a bottle of peach bourbon. After being in the pool in the hot tub and just laughing and eating, having a great time, Steve made the mistake of falling asleep first. Here's to you, brother.
I'll just dump it.
No, you can't do that. Don't
Just drips.
Just drip.
A little dripple.
Is he still asleep?
No.
Not no more. Get on this one, it's easier.
You guys are messed up.
Okay, he's gonna kick your ass.
He didn't even move.
Losing someone that's such an important part of your life is hard. And grieving is hard, but grief is the price you pay for loving someone. We come into this world and you basically start off getting ready to die. Everyone dies. That's just part of life. But the difference isn't when you die or how you die. The difference are those magical moments, those little flashes of memories that you create in other people's life that makes you live forever. It's hard to go and say that Steve's gone, because in my heart he's not. Because though he might be gone, my love for him, the impact he has on my life, and what he brought to my life will always be there. Will always be there because of how Steve impacted it and how he impacted many people's life. Everyone he touched. Everyone right now who knows Steve can think of moments that when you look back, you can't think about it without smiling. You can't think about it without feeling something inside, because that's the person that he was. And that's how he treated everybody, was from the heart. So, though Steve was a beer man, I'd like to take this time and make a toast to him. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know how to express how I feel. So I spent a lot of time, and I looked and I found something. I found an incredible way to really explain how I feel. So, please join me in a toast to Steve. No one knew the torment that you were going through. We only kept on seeing what we really wanted to. We saw the outward smile, but not your inner pain. We never felt or dreamt that you would never smile again. Forgive us if we failed to see what we could not do to aid, or if we failed to comprehend how much you were afraid. We pray your mental anguish will now forever cease, and that your deep anxieties will be replaced by peace. We know your pain invaded every single thought you had. It made you cry internally and deeply, deeply sad. But we in turn remember the good times, not the bad. We remembered when you made us, smiled at us, and not when you were sad. So when we think about your life, we won't dwell upon its close. We'll remember all the good times and forget about life's blows. We'll remember all the happiness, the joy and not the tears, the assurance and the confidence and not irrational fears. Our lives have all been better because you have been there. So now we leave your memory in God's all-loving care. To you, my brother, I love you. May you find peace and enjoy the next ride.